back. We back, 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 we back. We back. Shopping done, chores done. Now the fun begins. Mythic Prague, we back. Disjoint already in the chat. Love to see that. We back. We back, we back. We're so fucking back, dude. Oh my god. We're back. We're incredibly back. We're so back. And we're Mythic Progging. We're gonna do a Mythic boss we've never done tonight. Inshallah. The third boss, old what's his name? Sickran. Sick. Sick. And in fact, that reminds me.
Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos.
Yes, I should probably pull up a Dratnos video on that real quick. Hello, Sickran, hello.
Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos, and welcome to my Mythic Sickran guide. So this boss is a little bit different than the lower difficulties. Actually, one of the biggest changes is a cast sequence change. So we start off with our tank combo, which you just want to taunt when Phase Lunge starts casting. You can actually taunt on the exposed before it as well. It doesn't change what will happen to you. But that's the same as lower difficulties. The big change here is if you are targeted by this charge, you need to not drop your image within 8 yards of another person's image, either from that set or a previous set.
Okay.
You actually have a little indicator circle around you and just don't have anybody else inside.
Oh, that's nice.
Circle,
we don't have to use a weak ore for that. They built it into the game. Good thinking, developers.
So
Thank you.
What we did is we moved in this counterclockwise direction. Every other guild I've seen does this in the clockwise direction. But you can see I pinged a spot here where an ad could go. But what everybody does here is great. Just spawning these ads as long as you don't cleave. And so you get 2 sets of ads before you get your first decimate line. That's the big difference between this and the lower difficulties. The cadence there has changed. And so you get 2 sets of 4 ads, then 1 decimate that can break up to 8 ads as a result. And then you get 1 more set of ads, and then you get 1 more decimate. So you could do 6 and 6. You could do 8 and 4. Either one is livable. Your healers, it's not too healing intensive either way. Just make sure you make some space for the people here. And you can see over here us trying to set up a decimate that actually.
That sounds fun. Changing up that cadence should be good.
Hitting 4 of the 6, right? So now there's 2 ads still left over, and that means they're going to get killed by the Shattering Sweep instead. When the Shattering Sweep happens, any ads that get broken get exploded for a 150% more damage than they otherwise would. So we only have 2 stacks here, but we're taking the damage.
Oh, so you're not even trying to cleave all the ads.
That's livable, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're trying to live.
You can miss,
okay.
It
Me too. I'm also just trying to live.
If you do
Makes
end up
sense.
spawning the ads too close together and they instantly explode, it's also not the end of the world. The people dropping it might die, but it's okay. You know, none of this is lethal. It's all just better to play it safe, and it's better to be clean, but it's not the end of the world either way. You do get a healing absorb on you as well when you've got that dot, so defensives are really good against it when you do get charged, because the defensive is full value and healing on you for a while won't be.
Okay.
But besides that, it's mostly just a space conservation fight. A single target damage check. There is a berserk on this fight.
I'm good at single target damage.
Shattering sweep when you're kind of in the middle of the room. There's just a berserk that will happen at that point as well. So there's a little bit of check there. You can see what happens. So my guild helpfully showed you what happens if you have 2 people too close. Let's play that one back again actually. So you can see this charge here. We have 2 people, and it's actually not 2 people too close. It was our DH over there was too close to an old image. So again, let's watch that one more time so you can see what not to do. Shout out Hawkerton for showing us what not to do. Gets close to an old image, and this image would actually be inside the indicator circle he could see up there.
Ooh, okay.
And then the boss charges and instantly breaks that one. Now he's in Nether, so it doesn't actually hurt him. Now everybody gets 2 stacks of this, and you can see we take a big initial hit of raid damage. So one last time, watch the.
That's actually a good bit of nuance I hadn't thought of. It turns out that you can't even have your circle overlap with another image from a previous go. That's good to know. And hey, it's definitely okay if you're in and out disjoint. You helped make yesterday really special. Thank you as always. Not only for your substantial material support. That is very much appreciated. But also just for always having great conversations. Like, that's what I love about my community. There's nobody that I see in the chat and go, ugh, this guy. Like, everybody I see in the chat, I'm always excited to see. So obviously, you are one of the Deke whales. You're one of the luminaries of the Deke fam, to be sure. But that's not just due to your support. You're also just one hell of a guy. And I hope you've been recovering well. I know you had COVID for a little bit. I know you messed up your ankle for a little bit. Like, it sounds like you're still ticking. Sounds like you're still trucking. Lord knows we have no choice in this world. We must do those things. But you do have a choice in how you spend your free time and who you support. And I am so appreciative that it's me. So I am having a great day. I'm definitely a little tired after such a big stream yesterday, but ultimately that's fine. That's why I knew I could do it yesterday, because I knew I'd have today off, sleep in, do my chores, get my ducks in a row for the next several days of work. I am actually working on Saturday as well, by the way, Saturday and Sunday. So I think I will still be able to stream on Saturday, but I've never worked a Saturday, at least not recently, so I'm not sure what to expect. I just know through osmosis that Saturday in the restaurant industry is notoriously insane. So there is nothing that says I won't be able to stream on Saturday, but the stream may be abridged in some fashion. I'm not sure yet. But yes, thank you. Good to see you, Disjoint. And now let's continue learning
Initial
mechanics.
Upon doing a break this
Let's
way.
make like
Bang,
Hoobastank
big initial
and
hit,
continue
and we get
learning.
2 stacks of the dot. And we're about to get more stacks of the dot from the Decimate. So the healing does get more intensive if this happens. You see everybody drops super low. We end up losing a healer as a result to that. So it's livable. Defensives can come out. Health pots, health stones can come out. Health pots are OP. If you drink one of those, that tops you entirely. You can see I battle res.
I should probably upgrade to 3-star healing pots as well. I should probably do that.
Rebuff your friends. They'll really appreciate it. But from here, all
Maybe
you do
even
is just do
upgrade
the
to
same mechanics
3-star
over and over again. All
flasks.
three of the first
Maybe
bosses
it's
are the same.
time to
Actually, all
just
four.
like
You
stop
do the same
effing
thing over and over
around,
again.
you
If you can do
know?
it once, you can do it any
Stop
number of times.
friggity
And
frickin'
just be
around,
careful with your
dude.
space, right? But you have more space than you need by the end of this fight. As long as you're not super
I'm in Discord and it's not muted,
sloppy
right?
with your space management, as long as you're not
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in
breaking
there.
ads by having them be too close together, that's better than being super tight with your space. So I would say give a little bit more
Matrix.
space rather than less, especially because sometimes you're
Already
dodging scorpions while the
checked.
boss is charging. Anytime that's happening, you don't want to be in a situation where if 2 people dodge a little bit towards each other, it will then cause them to break their ads on top of each other. So here you can see everybody just giving themselves a little bit more space than they need is a really good way to handle that mechanic. And then the other thing to, I guess, note is that we kind of have that blue square marker, and we sort of just always run in that direction whenever the Shattering Sweep is happening, and that's where we use stuff like Barrier, Link, AMZ, all those sorts of effects, Darkness, whenever we're running out like that, because it is a burst of raid damage, and it's kind of the only time on this fight that
Pretty
everybody
cool
will be stacked
transmog on
up.
Rybok
So,
here.
you get your best
And the
value
lightning
out of those
axes,
kind of
that's
effects.
pretty sick.
And, yeah, that's kind of all
Sick
there
looking
is
shaman,
to
dude.
Sikran.
We get through this
I'll
quick
skip
enough
ahead a little
to
bit
try
here because I paused a little bit in this one.
rank 3
But here's an 8 stack. You can see what that's doing to our health bars.
Next time we need
We're less geared than most people ever doing this fight will be as well. So by the time you get here, unless you're also doing this week 1, with
Yep, that is
less
the
gear,
Wraith
if
Chill
you're doing this week 2 or later,
enchant. I thought I
you're gonna be
clocked
having
that.
much more stable health bars, but of course maybe less incredible healers than
I've
we
got
have.
literally
So,
everything in this transmog. This
maybe
is actually a pretty cool
increase the
look.
challenge, make those health stones, health potions, all the more valuable once again. So yeah, let me skip ahead, show you again, and run out into the AoE DRs, and then here's the last. So it's the after this Shattering Sweep, after the 4th Shattering Sweep, things that, and then the boss Berserks, I think, which we did reach on one of our attempts where a couple people died early type thing. So do try and avoid that.
All right.
But yeah, you can see even without too much space here, like
Beat that at this point.
the room is kind of already polluted. If
Check
you watch
your
Liquid's
group.
kill, they were
We're
able to keep the room
gonna-
a lot
we're
cleaner up to this
Tweak
point.
it just a bit.
But even with that, there's still just
tonight.
so much room here. Like we have this entire
When
cut
we
in
go
the middle
down,
that we can have the boss
We're
in,
just gonna
and be
stay
totally
at
fine.
the
right?
main
So,
group and
you have more
heal
room
it,
than you think.
hopefully very
Don't stack too
quickly,
close.
and
That should
then
be, I
heal it
think,
together,
the
and then
message
book
that
it
you instill
over
in your
to
raiders
the
if
single
you're in
ad.
leadership watching
I'm
this video.
hoping
Hope you've
that
enjoyed
we
this video.
can get there quick
Let me know what you
enough
think.
because it takes
Good
a
luck
minute
out
to
there.
start
Thanks for watching.
spawning
See
the
you
little
next time.
guys, and then it of course takes them a second to get in. So I think we can kill the big group, get there quick enough, just make sure you obviously get there, stun the little guys, clean them up that are getting close to the boss. We'll try it for a few pulls if it doesn't work. Yep, everyone just opens up on those, get them down quick. Don't worry about the tank one. Gotta remember what he's called. Yeah, the Watcher.
An interesting adjustment. This doesn't play to my personal strengths, but I can see why it might be necessary. Even given the shift in strategy, I'm gonna keep myself single target.
It's just odds and evens.
I feel like the AoE build for Dark Ranger is actually a little weak. I feel like if I'm in an AoE fight in Raid in future, I might actually just run
like that's what they were doing in
Sentinel instead.
kill videos we watched too.
I feel like Sentinel is definitely more AoE focused and Dark Ranger more single target focused. After having tried
so
single target Sentinel, single target Dark Ranger,
the big
AoE Sentinel, AoE Dark Ranger.
Obviously,
Dark Ranger
make sure
AoE
you don't
feels kind of
actually
weak
target
sauce,
him. I mean,
in
he
my
needs to
opinion.
go down, but kill the two ad spawning ads, and then we're moving to the one that's by itself, and just keep cleaving the Watcher down.
I mean, the other reason is just to keep us all together for heal purposes, so that way healers don't have to be spread out either.
I'm in the even group. Son of a bitch.
Won't
Son
that
of a
make it
bitch.
easier
Hello,
too
everybody.
for the
My
tank
name is
to
Dratnos,
set the
and
lineup?
welcome
You
to
just
my
set the
mythic
lineup.
Ration End guide.
No?
Sorry, this is a little bit late. I'll have guides for the next 3 bosses as well, coming out over the next couple of days too, plus a gearing guide as well for this patch. So all of that.
It will be set.
It's funny how the third boss guide was clearly filmed in the Liquid studio, whereas the fourth one was after he went home after they got the
I
kill.
was planning to kind of just split, give a decent leeway before the big group, but it should fall over pretty quick and cut off the small ad. That way, by the time we kill the bigger group and head there, we're chasing the beam, and the beam should go by the ad by the time we get there. All right, let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot. It's been
Coming
called.
soon. This boss doesn't change too much from the lower difficulties. One of the big changes is the tempo of mechanics, and then the most difficult to understand change is what's happened with the webs. So I'm gonna talk about that real quick here. Let me show you that mechanic again, and that's basically the only real change on Mythic is the way that the way that the webs mechanic works. So the way it works is 4 people get targeted by the webs, these strands, right? And then they will go and drop them outside of the raid, ideally, right? And it will web them, and also anybody else that gets stuck in there, so you really do want to get this out of the raid. It will web them to the middle of
Should have targeted the other ad with
circle.
that. Tried to get the reset.
Now,
I
when
think
they
those
actually
resets
go
are
out
going to
and
actually
break
matter.
it will do a spike of raid damage. As you can see, a little bit of raid damage from that. And the first time somebody does that on each of these sets, it will then tether all of them together. And 4 seconds later, anybody in that square, anybody that is between any of those two, basically.
I don't know if
will get
removing
killed.
ad Team 6 was
So
a good call.
That is the mythic
got
mechanic
in.
on this. It's pretty hard to
Oh, you
understand.
don't
The
get it.
dungeon journal, it takes a little bit of, even with some good reading comprehension, there's a bunch of different things that the wording could mean. But yeah, you can see these people are all kind of linked together, and they just want to play nice back and safe away from it. This person almost got killed, but was barely outside the back of
Time
that
just
death
killing
spiral.
myself, dude. It's over.
And as long as you do that with that mechanic, so basically you just
Give it
always
a
want to
shot.
take it out,
Mix up.
ideally in the same direction, and then you break them.
Yeah, you
and
gotta
those
have
4 people
the
just
far
form a
ad
nice little
team,
pixel
in my
stack on each
opinion.
other, because they'll never kill each other. They'll only kill people that aren't in that tether group, that are in between them. Then, of course, you have the 3 directions instead of the 2 on the waves. The tank mechanic will basically always cast back-to-back on Mythic as well. So you just want to taunt during the first cast if you're not the target of the first cast,
Yep.
and then the second cast will go on you. And then the boss moves to different positions, and it moves really far every time it does this. Now on this first move, it can go either to the left or the right, so you can't necessarily...
Depend.
I did it when I'm in odds. I should do it when I'm in evens. IMO.
Oh yeah, yep. Neep and Shadow for evens.
preset a gateway unless you have 2 warlocks, but you need to get there in time. So this is movement abilities. This is
Do we
Wind
have
Rush,
a
Stampeding
healer
Roar,
coming
those
with
sorts of
us for
effects,
when it's really
because you
far away?
all or almost all
Yes.
need to get in that big soak. If you have too few people in it, you'll get gripped off the edge,
Yeah, so
and that
for
will be very bad.
odds,
The
heal
ads
stuff,
that spawn
you'll
here
go this
do need to
time
get
when
killed
ads
as
far
well.
away.
So
Or mobile
if they
healer,
live
but
for
he
too
can
long,
stay.
they'll actually kill people. They stack up damage taken increases on their targets, which can be your tanks as well. So you do want to make sure you kill them. And I'm handily demonstrating there what happens if you get hit by the frontal, the little swirlies that come out of the boss. It does stun you until people kill your webbing, so that's bad as well. But you can see here, so here's an overlap, for instance, between the triangle thing, right, and the people breaking their webs and making a death square. Very easy to get deaths on this type of overlap. So these 4 people need to all get nice and close together with each other, and then the triangle people need to get nice and far out. If you had a triangle person that was just trying to play it here, you know, these people would be tethered together. They'd be forced to like run up into the raid, for instance, and then people would die because they'd be between them when this debuff expires, and that kills people. So the big rule here is get out
Okay, so
far
again,
if you're one of the 3 people that have the green line. And then the 4 people that get the webs, just
Chilling out
they need to
for
tight
odds,
stack.
heal stuff,
As long as you do
go
that,
when the ad's
there's
far
not too much
away
else
to
to it.
heal,
And then this fight, you can 5 heal it. If you 5 heal it,
Shadow for
you should still have the damage as long as you get to the end of the fight.
Toxin
It does like a
gone
little
when they're
enrage
far.
cast thing at the end, but we don't see that in this particular video. But that's how the fight does end. You can heal that for quite a while, especially if you have 5 healers. So I would recommend 5 healing this for your progression kill, probably. We're 5 healing it now just because we had healers that needed boxes. It definitely is 4 healable. You can do either one, but I'd recommend 5. So once you move to the second position here, you now have
Bro, my
this
orb,
nasty overlap
bro.
where it's waves into
You would deny me
webs.
my
This is
orb.
what happens if
Me.
the webs look a little
Evens,
bad.
units,
We
better
had
circles.
we had webs kind of getting spread into people there that were getting hit by extra ones. So look, we have just like extra people being targeted by that line, and then extra people that were therefore in the cutters, and extra people dying as a result. So that is very bad. That's why you need to get these things out and far
where's
back.
the ad? That's
And,
right there.
you can do it in the old areas where there used to be ones. This is what happens if everybody gets hit by a frontal because they're all trying to dodge stuff. A bunch of extra webbings, kill those if that happens.
What's that
Again,
mean?
we're showcasing in this video a lot of ways to not do the
Red circles.
mechanics for the purposes of education. Normally we
Yeah.
wouldn't do these things, but for this video we wanted to show you what it looks like if you get hit by those mechanics. Then you get to this next one, and this I
will
think
end
always
up
goes over to
on
this side
green.
now, like over to the opposite side from the first movement is where it goes on the third movement. I'm not 100% sure on that though, so you can potentially have a preset gateway for that one. And then the next position it
Okay,
would go to
staying
would
at
be
green odds.
just kind of
spread
near the start,
circles,
but
get ready
over
to
on
go
the
down.
left. With this kind of configuration, you don't really need to like memorize where it'll go or anything like that though. Just
Extremist odds.
hit a Stampeding Roar, hit a Wind Rush and run. Call for a rescue on your slow pokes if you have, you know, DKs or whatever that are going to be slow. And this part of the fight, this 340-ish part of the fight, there's quite a bit of raid damage. So it's a good time to... This spot and the previous spot were good spots to
I
use
don't know how
defensives
many I was standing right
or
on.
raid CDs to try and live.
Well, you can't just
all
be
of
on
this
green.
kind of
You gotta look where the
hectic
frontal is
damage that's happening.
and
You
make
can always
sure you're
dodge into the
actually
webs. The webs do less
Yeah,
damage
we
than the
have to
acid
not come
puddles
down, that's
if you
right.
need to dodge into
Yeah.
something, but
being
try not to have to dodge and
That's a
die.
rat.
yeah,
Jump
it was
in, have
skewed,
course.
like
home.
half, or not
And,
half, but like a fourth of the
Yeah,
views
the
on
tank mechanic, if you ever
purple
get a
one,
lot of
and
stacks
so
on
it
the
was
same
kinda
person,
like
it's
the
not
edge
actually
right
that
of the
lethal
green
as long as the
triangle,
healers are
and
looking
part
out
of
for
it
it.
was over
One
on
thing your healers
purple.
do need to look out for is your tanks with the debuff on the run
Oh, you
here.
missed it too.
If you still have some stacks of that tank
Yeah, we
debuff
had
on the
3
run
minutes.
here, you can die because a lot of tanks only heal when they're hitting stuff, or only have defensives when they're hitting stuff. So you may need to call for your healers to watch your tanks as you
I,
do
mean, I was
those
even, I
moves.
was on the left side of green.
And then other than that, you just get to this part. Once you get to this part, it kind of feels like the tempo slows down. I don't think
Yeah,
you get
just,
webs
you
for
know,
quite a
have those
while once
circles
you get to
spread
this
out,
jump.
it-
So it's
it
just
gives you,
ads
like,
and then run out.
At least a full second,
uh,
if not like
Yeah,
you know, 2
again, the
seconds
boss is
after
like
the circle
always
comes
casting
off to
something,
kinda collapse,
but a lot of
so
these casts aren't actually.
After yesterday's workout, I had to cop the rotisserie
Ones,
chicken
you
from
know?
Costco.
circle, as
There's
soon
like
as it
some
comes
raid
off,
damage,
collapse
that
on
kind
it.
of stuff. Some
The
frontals
absolute
dodge,
best value in protein.
and that's it. That's
you're gonna
Mythic
find.
Ration M. hope you've enjoyed this video. Good luck in getting your very rare cloak from this boss. I guess you can. I'll show you.
Pretty
the
high
font.
in fat. That's the big drawback with rotisserie chicken. You're gonna be having a higher than usual amount of fat. But for one thing, it's the winter time. This is not the time of year you want to be cutting. Although that also being said, muscle keeps you a lot warmer than fat. But anyone that's been following my fitness progress, especially since I began streaming, knows that I've been in a cut now for about 6 months, just due to the demands of life.
Let's do it.
I'm actually knocking on the door of being under 200 pounds for the first time in my 30s. I'm actually knocking on the door of being under 200 pounds. Don't want that, by the way. I do find the meme very funny. The meme that anything under 200 pounds is so-called victim weight.
Okay, make your spread for circles. Make sure.
Again, I had lots of frat boy friends in college, so I do enjoy certain aspects of gym bro humor. And so things like that. Oh, you're under 200 pounds, bro. That's victim weight, bro. You're a casualty waiting to happen, bro. You're too light. You gotta get big, bro. Like, I know it's toxic, but I just personally find it extremely funny as well.
Spread circles.
So it's not like I'm hung up on that. Like, oh, can't fall under 200 pounds, victim weight. It's just more a reflection of what I talk about a lot when it comes to my personal struggle with physical fitness. When I'm stressed out, I don't eat. I don't feel hungry.
Okay, we're moving to moon. Oh, let's get to moon. Spread these and then come to moon.
And obviously when I'm working as much as I am, and even when I'm streaming, which isn't stressful in the usual sense, but you know, it's like fun stressful. You get like locked in. You get focused on streaming. So my whole issue is I'm burning more than I'm taking in, calories wise. Good problem to have. Good problem to have. But, and I'm also hitting my protein macros, which is super good. I love that for me.
I think we missed one little line. Run away, get out.
Like, it is not easy to eat 225 grams of protein in a day. And through brute forcing it with 3 whey protein milks a day, I do get myself there.
Okay, odds are headed purple. You can skip the moon.
3 whey protein milks and a lot of chicken. Pounds and pounds and pounds of chicken.
Right. We're down 3 DPS, 4 now. It's over.
It's over has been called.
Jump in. So, let's see. Black blood.
So this is all to say that I can definitely spare the macros for fattier rotisserie chicken.
And you gotta try to jump, go over when you're running out, go out at one of the thin parts of the blood, river, lake, whatever the fuck. So you're not, hopefully you jump it. Use a speed boost, jump it. Don't take any damage from it. But if you
in fact, the vast majority
a speed boost,
of my
you can
chicken
jump it,
consumption
make sure you don't
is
take
dark
more
meat
than one
chicken.
tick. That's how we lost multiple people.
I know the gym chicken diet is usually boneless, skinless chicken breast, eh? Best value protein there is, yeah?
Yeah. sidestep the
But
one,
the kind of
first
chicken that
pull,
they
wait
make
till
it
you see a
work,
second, sidestep again,
and
you
so the
can
kind
go
that I'm
back
able
and step,
to
like, you
get
just
for
do a
free
little
and
sidestep
consume.
and circle.
That's chicken thighs. That's dark meat chicken. Maybe there's chicken breast mixed into. I've never actually cooked it myself, so I can't say for sure. But my understanding is it's mostly dark meat chicken at work as well. So I get quite a lot of dark meat chicken, and I'm still down 16, 17 pounds from this past May. And I am liking some aspects of the cut. Like it makes my muscle definition
it
pop
makes
out a
you
lot
watch
more.
what
It's
you
certainly very satisfying to see. It makes me happy. And like Sheryl Crow said, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. But
Sure, and it's even spread circles.
that's all to say. There's no need whatsoever for me to be obsessed with being low fat. I'm already in a cut. I'm already in a caloric deficit.
Gonna be right on that ad, so I don't cut off X. So watch out. Red circles will end up on green odds. Circles soon, spread them.
Dark Ranger is pretty fun though for single target. It's
Yeah, it'll be green
AOE
odds.
seems
Let's go for
lackluster,
circles
but
first.
it's pretty fun for single target. I have to concede. Would I rather be playing Sentinel? Absolutely.
Odds.
I'm still trying to wrap my character's headcanon around how I'm justifying doing Dark Ranger shit, but the Black Arrow replacing Killshot and the way that ties into Marksman Hunter gameplay, I have to concede it is quite fun. It is definitely fun. And as I suspected,
Yeah, you should be able to see it, right?
fun is what matters. My headcanon matters a lot. My subjective aesthetic desires matter a lot. But fun can tip the scale. And at least for Marksman Hunter,
Just pick
the
it
way
up.
Dark Ranger works is really satisfying for single target bosses.
Run away. Yeah.
But I do think we're looking at something like Dark Ranger single target, Sentinel AoE,
Yeah,
even in raid.
Typically it'll
Because
make-
Sentinel's already the go-to for Mythic Plus. But I feel like Sentinel for AoE bosses
Yeah.
like Brood
Yeah, a lot of
Twister.
times it'll make sense to kind of put it right on that lone ad, especially that.
I've been
first
running
one,
the
so
Dark
you
Ranger
guys in
AoE
the-
build a
the
couple of
lone
times
ad,
now
you really just need to watch for that beam
when
and
doing
back a
Brood
little bit,
Twister.
let it come out.
And it feels like it's
Running out.
underperforming relative to the way Sentinel used to perform. But at least on a
Sorta
boss
goes
like this
you ran
one,
through the
I can
blood,
just focus
make
on
sure you
single
jump
target.
it as you're
Pretty legit.
going from platform to
Pretty fucking
platform.
cool.
For some reason, the Reds coming back at the entrance.
I can grab stone, preferably on the even side, so Consta.
I'm also not necessarily a true believer as far as DOMs dictating the success of your workout. I do think that's a little bit overblown. Although certainly if you
I
work
could
out
be
for
wrong,
2.5
it's just that's where
hours,
your
some,
body was like right
some
between
DOMs
two
is certainly
platforms.
appropriate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I died from that blur.
Or one thing I love about that specific split I did yesterday,
I'm sorry.
those specific exercise in that particular order,
Oh yeah.
is that it seems to kind of spread out the DOMs.
I would
In
like
the way
to
I
put down
experience
another
it.
health down too, because I'm down to 1 now.
There's some over here by the dino.
Like right now, I'm really feeling the DOMs in my pecs and in my delts. But through experience, I also know. I need to get over to that side. What am I doing? through my experience, I also know that as the DOMs in my pecs and delts begins to fade, it's going to tune up a little bit in my biceps and in my abs. I don't know if I did enough RDLs yesterday after being so gassed out to have sore hammies tomorrow, but I could see that happening too. So I like that specifically that split kind of staggers the DOMs over the next 3 days after the workout. Because, you know, my job's pretty physical. I don't want to be hobbling around. And as long as the DOMs is localized to just a few areas and isn't like the full body soreness,
Spread circles. Make sure
I'm
you're
good. I'm good as
bleeding,
hell.
spread the
I'm good as hell with that. Ooh, it's on this side. This is why you need SEAL Team 6 to go kill the ad. Me and Neep just
Beam's gonna be
fucking
just in
waffle
front of the
stomp
big
that
group,
ad.
just careful.
Me and Neep just waffle stomp that guy, dude. Holy shit.
Couple rage rails helping you there too.
Spread circles. Wind up on triangle.
Evens go to blue.
Evens go to blue has been called.
Yeah, we'll go to blue, and then we'll move to purple.
Red circles wind up on moon odds, so start hitting the odds for the cleave for the frontal.
I do like how
Chin
Crow
slots.
now also does raid calls, because like everyone else, I turned him down when he first joined the guild so I could more easily hear my raid leader. But he's got such a unique
I'm dropping the beam on top of that ad. So it's fine.
vocal inflection that I feel like it cuts through.
And just off quick, gotta move the beams coming. Spread circles.
I was trying to do too much at once there. I thought I could dance
That little
between the
ad.
raindrops.
Good, good. Finish these up quick.
Another DPS for evens to go help out, or should I be Red Shadow?
I thought I saw a
Send up,
line there
runaway.
where I could like dance
Get my
between the
back fist runaway
raindrops
here.
and be fine. But my execution did not deliver. My execution was not there.
Make sure in the frontal evens. Moon,
I'm
nice,
back.
red circles.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Make sure you move it.
Don't you dare count me out. Don't you dare say I can't. Don't you dare say I won't. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, beam will be.
Did I
cut
die to
half
the
quick.
normal mechanic? Yes, I did.
Blue and green.
Did I die to the
Start points.
raid finder mechanic? Yes, I did. But it's fine. It's gonna be fine. It is fine.
Watch out. Solo ad group. It's coming.
I accidentally counted, so grab it back.
Got it.
Well, it wouldn't be a rating stream
make it in
without
blue.
at
Yep.
least one
Come to blue.
ignominious
Put it
death,
on
I
blue odds.
suppose.
Green. Go green. I think we're down way too many DPS now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump in.
But like this is also kind of what's necessary.
Last time was 5 heal.
This is kind of what's necessary when you're raiding at the mythic level.
I'm
there are moments where
Yeah.
you see a line that requires a high level of
What's different from last time? 'Cause last time
competency, you know, to be able to pull off, right? Like, hey,
How's that range?
I'm gonna have to do some tricky footwork here, some tricky timing on my abilities.
When we killed it, we also
I'm gonna have to dodge some abilities, move around in a certain way, time my abilities in a certain way. And I could take an easier line, you know, I could take a line that's not as challenging as that, but then it would impact my
Okay, didn't
damage. And I'm DPS, so I can't be having my
Do the blood right after you get res. Make sure
my
you get
DPS
circles.
be impacted there. So you say, okay, so this is a moment where I have to execute a highly technical maneuver. Will I be able to do it? And in that case, I was not able to, because there was a pathway there. We're not going to run it back on the video. We're not going to start posting my L's, but in the VOD, you can see that there was space between those two tentacles, and I knew a tentacle was about to pop up. And what I wanted to do was juke the one that was about to pop up, and then juke back to that exact same spot to then dodge the next tentacle. And instead, I did the opposite of that and walked into two tentacles consecutively. Very embarrassing, but that's because I was also trying to time my abilities, and I just lost track of my footing. So that push, right, where you aren't just like casually moving around, casually pressing your buttons, that little push where the game is like, okay, you're gonna have to do something highly technical here to be able to execute. Can you do it? That's what's so rewarding to me about Mythic Rating. Not just being able to do that, but the fact that doing that becomes easier the more you do it. That those trickier moments become easier for you to pull off. And then it's like, sick. I'm out here pulling this shit off, bro. It's a good feeling. But with that comes the times when you don't pull that shit off, bro. With that comes the times when you zig when you should have zagged. And sometimes you're live on twitch.tv/thedeacons when it happens.
Good liquid.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. Red blood, there are circles. Make sure you're in the frontal evens.
Spread. Watch your feet.
And then put it just
All
behind the
right,
big
let's hold my idol for a second here, just for a frickin'
out.
second. All right, still couldn't get the value, but we at least tried that time. We at least tried.
red circles. Odds will end up on green.
All right, now attacking the boss. That's poor form.
Watch your feet.
Evens will be on blue.
Double back, double back, double back.
Okay, green it is. Spread for circles. Make sure you're green for the frontal odds.
Spread.
Cheering this off.
See, this is a much easier path to walk, but that other one was more narrow, less forgiving. You won't always have such an easy path to walk.
Spread circle. pause and then get ready to run away, everyone. Run away. Personals, Hillstones if you need it. Stay alive here.
Watch your feet.
It's purple for evens. Red for circles.
Crit.
Let's rotate purple.
Frontals out, make sure you're in there.
Make sure you're in.
Make sure you're in this frontal. People are gonna miss. Some people missed. I shouldn't have said it with that tone because I've missed it plenty myself.
Stay away from lines.
But you know, that's the thing, right? Sweeney missed it.
Watch your feet.
It's red circles.
Starbringer. DPS on the Starbringer. We don't have enough DPS for the Starbringer.
I can teleport to it, it's fine.
You could have dots on it. It might still go down.
And purple odd. Spread for circles.
Evens, go to moon.
Spread.
Make sure you're purple off.
It's on me right now.
Nope.
Watch your feet.
Wait, you said jump?
Yeah,
I still had one ad alive. Previous one.
We just need reps.
It's not.
That was pretty good, though. We can do this. We can diggity 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 do this. And we will do this.
Watch your feet.
Move into moon.
Moon.
Spread circles.
Spread. Watch your feet.
Odds of purple.
Too much movement for my taste, but it's fine. We make do. Country girls make do.
Stay away from lines.
Beams out, careful.
Watch your
Circles.
feet. Spread.
Let's end up at moon. Going blue odds. Blue odds.
Evens go green.
Going grink.
Spread circle.
Spread. Frontal.
Thanks for doing this odds.
Putting the beams right on purple.
Stay away from lines.
You gotta get this in. Remember? Red circles.
Run out. Keep moving.
Let's just watch your odds.
Evens, we should be ending up blue.
Safe now.
You ready to run away?
Run. Watch your feet.
Red circles soon. Even drawn blue. Odds are on green.
Spread.
Red circles.
Run.
Where's the far at? Is it just opposite? Yes, it's opposite. Add team 6. Gotta go do its thing. I'll use some self-healing to live that. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Stay away from lines.
Beams coming, watch out. Red circles.
Spread.
Odds, let's end up at blue.
Means I'm doubling back. Means I'm doubling back.
Back to moon odds, back to moon.
Means I'm going back to Dublin.
Red circles. Make sure you're in the frontal. Make sure you're in the odds.
Yeah, this is the kill. If the odds do their job here, this is a fucking kill, bro. It's just that easy.
Try to get him over here, Lucian. The
Two
Lost Watcher.
teams
He's
do
loose.
their job correctly 2 times in a row for the 2-time.
Watch your
Well, that's certainly one way for that to
Get
play
this
out, I
Watcher,
suppose.
EPS odds. This is high health.
run out. Keep moving.
Evens will be at moon.
Get that little guy, get that little guy.
Safe now. Run.
Run away, run away.
Watch
That little guy's gonna
First thing you
do
gotta
something.
when you get down there.
That little guy's gonna
Interrupt
do
him, get him over
something.
to the others.
Watch your feet.
Heal up.
Evens, move to blue.
Odds, yeah, there. Odds get to green. Just kill the boss though.
Yeah, just fucking tunnel boss. Fuck the disgorge. Yeah.
Nice, good job.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Welcome to farm, bucko. Welcome to old McDonald's farm, buddy. We gonna farm yo ass, dude. We gonna
Well,
farm
just
that
don't
shit.
die that time, and you know it's a good combination.
Yeah, I think we use this for our raid AoE. We use the Sentinel build. The Sentinel build with the Mad Queen's Mandate package. I think that's how that works. All right, let's just revisit
Hello,
it
everybody.
for
I'm
reading
Shadows, and
comprehension.
Welcome to my Mythic Sikron guide. So this boss
Sick.
is a little bit different than the lower difficulties. Actually, one of the biggest changes is a cast sequence change. So we start off with our tank combo, which you just want to taunt when Phase Lunge starts casting. You can actually taunt on the exposed before it as well. It doesn't change what will happen to you. But that's the same as lower difficulties. The big change here is if you are targeted by this charge, you need to not drop your image within 8 yards of another person's image, either from that set or a previous set. And you'll actually have a little indicator circle around you and just don't have anybody else inside that indicator circle, and don't have one of the old images inside that indicator circle. So what we did is we moved in this counterclockwise direction. Every other guild I've seen does this in the clockwise direction. But you can see I pinged a spot here where an ad could go, but what everybody does here is great. Just spawning these ads as long as you don't cleave. And so you get 2 sets of ads before you get your first decimate line. That's the big difference between this and the lower difficulties. The cadence there has changed. And so you get 2 sets of 4 ads, then 1 decimate that can break up to 8 ads as a result. And then you get 1 more set of ads, and then you get 1 more decimate. So you could do 6 and 6. You could do 8 and 4. Either one is livable. Your healers, it's not too healing intensive either way.
No,
Just make sure you make some space for people here. And you can see over here us trying to set up a decimate that actually will kill all of these ads, but we end up only hitting 4 of the 6, right? So now there's 2 ads still left over, and that means they're going to get killed by the Shattering Sweep instead.
Okay.
When the Shattering Sweep happens, any ads that get broken get exploded for
use that little
150%
thing, right?
more
I
damage
did.
Than they
I
otherwise
did.
would. So
It
we only have 2 stacks
I used
here,
it too early,
but we're
and,
taking
like,
the damage of 5
because
stacks.
of the way the
But that's livable, so it's fine.
edges were.
It's
I
it's
thought
okay.
it
You
was
can
gonna be
miss.
fine.
It's okay. It's not the end of the
was
world.
fine.
If you do end up spawning
And
the
there
ads
was
too
no
close
POE.
together and they instantly explode, it's also not the end of the world. The people dropping it
Shit,
might die,
some-
but it's okay. You know, none of this is lethal. It's all just better to play it safe, and it's better to be
I'm up
clean.
to 606.
But it's not the end of
I'm
the
a
world.
third of the way
Either
there.
way, you do get a healing absorb on you as well when you've got that dot, so defensives are really good against it when you do get charged.
Oh, really?
Because the defensive is full value and
You
healing
got all
on you for a while
1500
won't be.
of the
But besides that, it's
Wow.
mostly just a space conservation fight. A single target damage check. There is a berserk on this fight. After basically the last Shattering Sweep,
knew
when you put them in the
Berserk
middle of the room,
dungeon.
there's just a berserk
What is
that will happen at that point as well. So there's a little
Carl.
bit of check there. You can see what happens. So
Oh,
my guild
follower
helpfully showed you
dungeon?
what happens if you have 2 people too close.
Do the follower
Let's
dungeon
play that one
hour
back
and
again
then
actually.
kill
So
everything
you can see
before
this
the
charge
boss,
here.
leave, do it again.
We have 2 people.
About an hour and a half.
And it's actually not 2 people too close. It was
Where do
our
you get the
DH over
poison
there
from?
was too close to an old image.
Same thing.
So again, let's watch that one more
Only thing
time
that's
so you can
not
see
bad,
what
though.
not to do. Shout out Hawkerton for showing us what not to do. Gets close to an old image, and this image would actually be inside the indicator circle you can see up there.
For one mount.
And then the boss charges and instantly
wait
breaks
till
that
you
one.
get
Now
it.
he's in Nether, so it doesn't actually
Wait-
hurt him.
just wait till
But
you
now
get it from
everybody
the
gets
boss.
2 stacks of this, and you can see we take a big initial hit of raid
Different
damage.
color.
So one last time, watch the raid frames this time, and you can see there is a big initial hit upon doing a break this way. Bang! Big initial hit, and we get 2 stacks of the dot. And we're about to get more stacks of the dot from the decimate. So the healing does get more intensive if this happens. You see everybody drops super low. We end up losing a healer as a result to that. So it's livable. Defensives can come out. Health pots, health stones can come out. Health pots are OP. If you drink one of those, that tops you entirely. You can see I battle res. I remark of the wild because I'm a team player. So you
That'll
should
be
do
just
that as
getting
well.
each individual
If you're out
part
there,
of each
rebuff your friends. They'll really appreciate it.
really
But from
does
here, all
come
you do
down
is you just
to
do the same mechanics over and over again. All 3 of the first bosses of this raid, actually all 4, you just do the same thing over and over again. If you can do it once, you do it any number of times. And just be careful with your space.
Look at all those
But you
gummy
have
wolves.
More space than you need by the end of this fight. As long as you're not super sloppy with your space management, as long as you're not breaking ads by having them be too close together, that's better than being super tight with your space. So I would say give a little bit more space rather than less, especially because sometimes you're dodging swirlies while the boss is charging. Anytime that's happening, you don't want to be in a situation where if 2 people dodge a little bit towards each other, it will then cause them to
everybody
break their
running in the
ads
same
on top
direction.
of each other.
That's
So
what
here you can see everybody just giving themselves a little bit more space than they need is a really good way to handle that mechanic. And then the other thing to, I guess, note is that we kind of have that blue square marker, and we sort of just always run in that direction whenever the Shattering Sweep is happening, and that's where we use stuff like Barrier, Link, AMZ, all those sorts of effects, Darkness, whenever we're running out like that.
it's not
Here's a burst of
random.
raid damage, and it's kind of
All right, we gotta make sure we're back to our correct
You get
loadout.
the best value out of those kind of effects then.
Yeah, I have the order here
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's kind of all
actually.
there is to Sikran. I'll skip ahead a little bit here because I know I paused a little bit in this one. But here's an 8 stack. You can see what that's doing to our health bars. We're less geared than most people ever doing this fight will be as well. So by the time you get here, unless you're also doing this week 1 with less gear, if you're doing this week 2 or later, you're going to be having much more stable health bars, but of course maybe less incredible healers than we have. So maybe increasing the challenge, make those health stones, health potions all the more valuable once again. So yeah, let me skip ahead, show you again, and run out into the AoE DRs. And then
Yeah, they're 3 healing this.
So it's the
they got 1 dragon, they got 1
fourth
priest.
Shattering Sweep,
Oh no, they're 4 healing it.
things that, and then the boss berserks, I think.
Paladin, shaman,
which we
priest,
did reach
dragon.
On one of our attempts where a couple people died early type thing. So do try and avoid that. But yeah, you can see even without too much space here, like the room is kind of already polluted. If you watch Liquid's kill, they were able to keep the room a lot cleaner up to this point. But even with that, there's still just so much room here. Like we have this entire cut in the middle that we can have the boss in and be totally fine, right? So you have more room than you
only
think. Don't
real
stack too
change
close. That should
affects
be, I think,
the way
the
we
message
play
that you instill in
this
your
boss
raiders if you're in leadership
is that
watching
the
this
charge
video.
targets.
Hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Good luck out there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
The charge targets now have an 8-yard range. So if 2 of the charge targets drop their ghosts, like get charged by the boss and drop their ghosts within 8 yards of each other, it's over. It does a huge AoE burst to the whole raid, and I think it's death.
No, you can live it.
Yeah, you can survive.
You just don't want to have it happen, obviously.
But if like 2 go off, it's probably...
Yeah, 2 is GG.
And then, so just, more important than ever that you place them correctly. We want a square, put them in a square, a round square for the first one. So if you're looking at a square, 1 would kind of be back on the left side of square, 1 front left side of square, then 1 front on the right side of square, and 1 back on the right side of square. And then clockwise after that. So the second set would be around where the boss is standing right now. Then other change, we'll tank him instead of kind of just always tanking him in mid. We'll tank him closer to where we want those to drop. So we'll start him like right there, and then we'll just shift him after we get those ones dropped. Then we'll shift him right in front of where we want the next ones dropped, and just keep kind of moving him around that center polygon thing. Okay, then to start, he kind of changes up the order he does his abilities as well. He'll do 3 charges per sequence instead of 2. So instead of it being, charge, beam, charge, and then the sweep, there'll be charge, charge. So we'll get 2 charges, then the beams to get rid of them. Another charge, beams, and then the shattering sweep. The shattering sweep is the one on heroic where we have to run out while the swirlies are falling, and it does pretty big damage. We are going to attempt to actually meet up for that and group as best we can so the healers can pump some good heals into us. So let's meet up on the back side to start for that right here, because the boss at that point should be around that area. Then I'll move back around as needed if needed. Okay, so again, short version, make sure you're 8 yards apart when you're targeted by the charge. Absolutely cannot have anyone stand in between the boss and the charges. We do not want an extra ghost. And make sure we get at least most of the ghosts with the decimate beams. It's not the end of the world if we miss, 1 or 2, and he eliminates them when the sweep goes off. But we don't want, more than 1 or 2 because it does the big dot. Each one that gets destroyed there. good, Liquid?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, and it didn't get you. Alright, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Charge coming, get him out there, make a square. You see a purple circle around you to know what your 8-yard range is. Forgot to say that. So yeah, when you're targeted with charge, you now get a purple circle.
It's pretty perfect,
So
honestly.
you know what
Holy
the range
shit.
is. Watch your feet. Okay, another charge just to the clockwise side over there, to the right of him. Charges out. Don't be in the way. And don't chase him either, because you don't want to get between his charges. He's going around. Okay, decimates.
One was super far away. Talk to him.
I missed a couple.
So you want to do?
Okay. Watch your feet. Charges coming. Right after. Charges out. You ran right into me.
What's about to hit me here?
Jump off.
Jump
Vita
off.
was already fairly close to me, but then you kind of dashed right into both of us right at the end there, Nate.
I moved late too. I got the circle around me. I kind of hesitated, like, what the hell is this? I didn't realize it was.
Yeah, again, so. Yeah, I forgot to say that.
No, I completely get it. I didn't see that. Usually it's an arrow over my head. I didn't even see the arrow. I just saw a circle. So I was like, what's this?
Yeah, I saw Volvita behind me. I just, yeah.
Panic rolled. But yeah, just once again to reiterate, so you still get the same red arrow from Heroic, but you also see that purple circle, that same thing as the charge. Get him out, make a square, make sure your circle isn't touching the other players with it.
Yeah, so this is not a Venn diagram circle, this is a separate circle.
Yeah.
Do not overlap. The circlings hit much harder. Yeah, if you got a minor damage institution,
Let's do it.
Let's do it has been called.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Charges in 5. Get in there, square around blue. Pretty far out there, Boro. Should have came, like, well, whatever.
Watch your step.
Watch your feet.
Oh, get hit. Don't get hit.
Okay, more charges in 5. Clockwise of the previous. Don't be where they're going, Bovita. Charges out. That look fairly good. Decimates. Get as many as you can.
This mate's already out, so I'm free and
Those
clear.
awful decimates, guys. You all went to the same spot.
That was a bad decimate.
yeah, whoever the one that heard far.
We're gonna get blown up here, by the way.
Watch your feet.
We're gonna get blown the
If you
hell
bring the
up.
boss down there, you can kind of line them up a little bit better along the edge.
Jump off.
Yeah, if you put the boss at the edge, then everyone can get the decimates a lot easier.
So I thought that
Well, I
according to
don't-
the video, you want to put
you want to put 4 and 4 and then only clear 6. Always leaving up 2. That way, the next group that does decimate, you get another 6. That's what I saw in the video.
Oh yeah.
3 of them come out at once, right?
That,
Or 4. So you get 2 of the. You get 2 of those in one.
That is what Dradno said in the video.
You clear 6, and then the next one you put 4 more, and you clear whatever's remaining.
Yeah, I mean that's probably all you can do, unless you just really get a good line, because there's only 3 decimate beams, I believe. So each beam gets
The
2.
other thing is, we want to be better about actually making squares and not having a ghost like in Africa, because we'll never be able to hit that. Or if we're hitting that, we're missing other ones. Like, they need to be a square, so each line should be able to hit 2 ghosts at a time.
Yeah, like the first set was almost
First set was
perfect.
fine. The second
There's
set
one
was
back
awful.
right,
There
one.
was someone like in Africa in the corner.
Well, yeah, and then the first one there was 2.
Someone's out there blessing the rains.
So if the first set is dropped by a square, and the second set is dropped by where the boss is at, if the boss is here, then you can. Wouldn't it be easier to line everything up to get for the decimate?
I don't follow how that would help.
I mean, because they're all lined up that way instead of it being so spread apart. Because if the boss is in the middle and we have decimates from from here to there, then it just seems like it's just a wider whatever.
The boss is normally here when decimates are going off in middle. So it's basically you're trying to hit the first set of ghosts here, the second set of ghosts, and 1 set of ghosts. And then by the time that we get the next set, we'll have 4 here. The boss will be here. We have 1 set of ghosts that should be there, and then 2 sets on each side there. And that's where our 3 lines are going.
After your first 4 set, you might have 2 sets kind of right on the edge of the blue, like the shit that leaves, and then you're doing your box all the way around, killing 6 each time.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense that way. As long as we're in a box.
But that's why I'm saying that we need to clean up that box. If we're not doing boxes, then we're not going to be able to clear the ghosts that we need to clear. Simple as that.
So the boss is gonna do 2 phase blades, a decimate, then 1 phase blade, then a decimate, then go into a special. That's gonna be that's gonna be the rotation for him. So that's why you want to clear 6 on each decimate.
Yes.
Yeah, and preferably from the left to the right. So like the first decimate, we're clearing the furthest left ones and working our way right as we get the 2 decimates.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna need some pulls. We're gonna need some pulls. But this is a single target boss. This is my shit. This is my fucking shit. Single target boss, sign me up. Drops my bis weapon. I am seated. Just don't give me mechanics and watch me fucking ride the meters.
Charge is coming. Get him out in a box around square. Don't be in his way if you don't have it. Okay, still a pretty messy box. Watch your feet.
This is the time of the fight you take to move to where you're going to need to be if you get mechanics, by the by.
More charges in 5.
This is the part of the fight where you move. Alright, I don't have mechanics, so I collapse. I make room. But I recognize I might...
You can't put it within 8 yards of the previous one that's already up. So Boro, you were way too close to the previous one from the last group.
Whoopity whoopity whoops.
top of each
He
other.
hit both.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were too close. Like constant Boro, you guys were too close, and then Boro yours hit. You know, not only constants, but then also one from the previous one. So then it was a double explosion.
Well, I went to make the square, and then someone got on top of me, then I shifted over, and then someone followed me. So
Bim 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 bim.
So we know the order at this point. So if you're ranged, just be on that side of the boss to drop the clones.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell. Old timey radio. Old timey radio. Thank you for
Yeah,
the
they
follow.
can be right up against the boss. So you know, boss is here. The front two.
Your
should be,
follow
like,
makes you
there.
want to talk. I got a transatlantic accent, you see.
Circles, I don't think the circles hurt.
Boys and girls,
I
old
didn't
timey
see
radio.
anything,
Dropping
see
by
anything
the
in video
stream.
about that, so
Hot
they can be,
crackers.
like, right. Again, the front two. they
It's
can
the
be
Deacons.
right
Am
up
I
by
winning,
the
son?
boss.
I
Don't
am
worry about
winning.
the circles touching the boss or other players.
I
just
am
on
winning.
each other.
Right now, we are
Nice and tight
progging
boss, so
a
we don't
mythic
lose
boss
time.
that I have never killed before. Mythic raiding, my favorite thing to do in WoW. If there's ever a time when you see me streaming and I'm winning, it's when I'm mythic prog, mythic raiding. Thank you for the follow. And welcome to the Deke fam. We do World of Warcraft, we do Marvel Snap, we watch videos.
Five, four, three, two.
Early polls make me sad. I need every second. How dare you do that to me? It's fine.
Okay, charge coming to the
And as a marksman hunter, I specialize in single target throughput. So this
Yeah.
kind of single target boss, this kind of shit is my shit.
That's a good box right there. Good job. Watch your feet.
That's a good box right there. Trying to pre-position, trying to position myself.
Okay, more charges in 5, clockwise of the previous. Don't be where they're going. Beta. Charge out.
Collapse on the group, so if I get the decimate, I can move it
Decimate's
to where
coming.
it's got to
Get 'em on 'em.
be.
Starting left, if possible.
Didn't get the decimate, I'm free to do damage, that's great.
Got 4 of them.
I wonder how you're supposed to
So
get
sweet.
6 with your positioning. Oh, don't die to the mechanics.
More charges right after. Clockwise of the previous. Charge
Uh-oh.
down.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Decimates.
Positioning there was a little whack. Positioning there was a little whack, I acknowledge.
Hey, sweep soon. We're gonna meet up at just beyond red.
Taking an insane amount of damage.
Okay, get out. Watch me come just behind red here. Personals.
Oof.
That shit hurts.
That shit hurts.
Let's get red back a hair there.
But that's a lot more fun than heroic. That's what I love about Mythic raiding. Once you see the fight on Mythic, it gives you a real this is how the fight was meant to be vibe. And then when you go back to the lower difficulties, it's like, this is it? This is all that's going on?
Yeah, with the one.
So there's a lot going on, a lot to learn, but
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Ultimately, you want to get 6 and 6.
for me, this is why I like Mythic raiding so much. It's this experience of learning a fight
Is
with
there
20
3?
people.
Do 3 people get picked for decimate, or is it just 2?
3.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was 3, but each
Okay, it
time
is
we only
3.
got 4.
On the second time, I watched someone throw a decimate like the opposite way of where the ghosts were, so they didn't.
If
even
you ever hear
I don't remember.
of the raid discussing issues with mechanics, it's almost always issues with positioning. Like that'd be my top line recommendation for anyone who's trying to succeed in Mythic raiding. Be extremely mindful of how you optimize where you're standing and why you're standing there. Well, And more than just
Yeah,
not
it's just
standing in
double checking
fire,
they've got it for both, so
don't stand where you know the
EVM
fire is
or
going
big
to
wigs,
be,
fine.
and or
Especially
stand where
this. I
you
feel
know
like
the
this
fire is
phase
not
blade
going
is
to
a little
be.
easier to see, but
Like,
that's definitely
if the
for
first
Decimate.
boxes get
Change
dropped
that
right there,
bottom drop down in
and I'm
there.
all the way over here,
It's defaulted to
and
global
I get
sound
picked
one. Change that
to
something,
go drop
much
boxes,
better.
that's a long way to run to get there. So much more important for me to be in this area when that mechanic's about to hit. So if I have to execute it, boom, I'm right there. And if I don't, I can just run back to the raid and I'm safe. And definitely what's tricky mechanically about the order of these mechanics is you get that decimate that clears the ghosts immediately after the second one of those. You get one drop 4, you get one drop 4, and then immediately come the decimates. And 3 people have mere seconds to figure out who's decimating what. And that gets a lot harder if you're not in position. You're going to get randomly selected to do mechanics. You're not going to see it coming. And if you're out of position, it's going to be you who makes the mechanical error. So whenever I hear the raid leadership talking about mechanical errors, I hear people got to work on their positioning. People got to be standing in the right place. Not just don't stand in fire, but stand where you know the fire will not be.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Pulling early makes me sad. Please don't do that, but it's fine. I will live and I will love.
Charge in 5. Box around blue.
See, I'm already moving towards the box. I got picked, so I'm already like over here. I'm already close. And now I'm perfectly positioned.
Hey, good boss, watch your feet.
Watch your step.
Oh,
Whereas
see,
if
someone
I
got
was
hit,
standing
they
anywhere
catch
else, that would have been
image
harder to
right by
accomplish.
the boss. You cannot be between the boss and the charges.
Yep. You can't be. Now I'm pretty sure I won't get the mechanic again if I just got it last time. I'm pretty sure I can't get the mechanic back to back. Yeah, I could definitely
Make sure we hit those.
talk about being out of position.
Good.
3 up. That's not ideal. Yeah, I could never be a raid
You already watch your
leader.
feet and then the charges come right
Old timey
at the end of
radio.
this, So get ready to get charges where they're going.
1, I got enough to worry about just knowing how to play my own friggin' class.
Charges go.
But 2, yeah, it's a nasty business having to hold people accountable for mechanical issues.
Decimates. Well,
Okay.
Decimates were good and the charges
We did
were
it.
really good. I don't know. Well,
We actually did the mechanic correctly. Let's fucking go, dude.
Right.
Holy fuck.
That's a wrap.
Well, and then yeah, we died to that,
That didn't hurt though.
but still.
That was.
That's
yeah.
the
Oh, yeah,
first.
We didn't have any ghosts up.
Right.
That's the first step. Now, theoretically, we can leave 1 or 2 of those ghosts alive and